What's going on YouTube? This is Roi Solouque, and in this video I'm gonna talk about who I am and why I made this video. So it's on my intro to the channel. You know, I kind of explain who I am and what reason, like who I am. I give a little bit into my background, but I guess I go more into depth onto who I am and why I made this video. So, I'm a 27-year-old Haitian American. Like I said, I was born in Harlem. I guess I was born in Harlem. Born in, I can't really say the hospital, but it's close to Harlem. Grew up in Brooklyn, went to school in Brooklyn my whole life, live in Brooklyn. Currently I go to school outside and within the tri-state area. So, all right, let me just get to the fucking point, because I'm new to this. It's kind of weird, so I'm kind of weirded out about this. But so I'm a 27-year-old Haitian American male, black, legally black, and you know, I'm a virgin. I'm a virgin, not by choice, not by religious. I'm a spiritual person, not really too religious. I believe in a higher power, you know, but I believe in, you know, evolution. I also believe that there's a higher power. That's my opinion. That's how has been my thought process. But anyway, to the point. So, how did it get to this point? Well, it all started, I'll say, in junior high school, because I went to school in Brooklyn. You know, I go to a public school. That's a Catholic school. People in my class started dating, I would say, around the 7th grade. So we were all 12 and 13 years old. Now, this was like 2002. This was like around 2003, 2004. So people started dating, you know, that whole thing. I had plenty of crushes back then, but you know, when you're 12 and 13 years old, you don't know shit. You don't know much about yourself. You are kind of confused. You're horny all the time. Start writing love letters, that's what I did. So that didn't pan out. And the thing was, my parents, especially my father, was a very strict Haitian, strict Caribbean father. Strict Caribbean father. He came to New York in 1982 when New York was just a fucking zoo. Shit was bad, you know, murders. There was muggings, burglaries, that sort of thing. So that shit kind of, you know, terrorized him. So with that, of course, he was petrified of how the streets of New York was. So he made me and my little brother go to upward. So that's why we didn't, in junior high school, I wasn't allowed to go to parties. I wasn't allowed to, you know, go to any social events, because he was totally against that sort of thing. So that was junior high school, from 6th to 8th grade. So, you know, the thing was, I graduated from middle school. In my mind, I was like, all right, when I go to high school, there's gonna be so much bitches, there's so much pussy, I'm gonna get laid, blah, blah, blah. So, high school came. Same story. Was not allowed to go out. Matter of fact, my father was even more paranoid about high school than junior high school. Especially when you're black too. He's fearful that, you know, you're more likely to fuck up. So, out of his fear of, you know, not having us being fucked up, he went out the route of total absolutionism and basically, all right, you're not gonna go out, you're not gonna hang out with friends, you're not gonna do this, you're not gonna do that. I mean, I still hung out with friends. I lied though, you know, say, hey, you know, we have this orientation thing, or hey, we have this community assembly, this is why I can't come home. But I couldn't like hang out with friends on weekends. That was never allowed. Parties, hell no. I was not even allowed to go to my prom. So from freshman year to senior year, that shit happened. So I wasn't allowed to go out. I wasn't allowed to, be in a relationship. He was worried. So if you think about it, high school is supposed to be the time you're supposed to develop skills in the dating game. So I would say I was about combining my 3 years in junior high school, 4 years in college, 4 years in high school. I was 7 years behind. 7 years behind the ball. Went to college. Sort of the same thing. I mean, recently he said like, oh, I told you since like middle school, I'm in college, that you can go out, do this, that, and third, which was a lie, of course, because there's many times I say, hey, my friends want to hang out here and there. He was against it. He was dead set against it. So my mind was like, well, if he won't let me go to the movie theater to be with my friends, then he probably won't let me, hang out with my friends at the nightclubs and parties. So I was in college. I had the 5-year plan, I'll admit. Shit was bad, So 5 years, still didn't date, didn't interact. But the thing was, I was always a popular person, which is ironically, it's kind of funny. It's also kind of fun because I put up this facade that I got pussy in. Because I dabbled into POA in high school, so I learned how to, talk to people, how to interact with people. So I didn't come off as a typical incel weirdo who was socially awkward. I mean, I was quiet for the most part, but, hung out with people, knew how to talk, knew how to interact with people, made a lot of friends, but I just couldn't hang out with them. I was that guy that whenever there's events, people invite you to shit, I didn't go. So that was my main issue. And it happened for 4 years. Now, flash forward. So I graduated from college after the 5-year plan. So I was 24, graduated from college. Because 19 plus 5 is 24, so, well, I started 8, so it was like 22, well, around that time. So I graduated in 2015. 2016 rolls around. That's when I started to be like, you know what, I'm almost 25, I have to do something. So one of my friends had a Simple Pickup, he subscribed to Simple Pickup. I studied it. I mean, he had an account with Simple Pickup, so he gave us the password. So like, shit, I mean, this is POA. I mean, if we're gonna learn new shit, man, it's Simple Pickup. We're gonna apply what we're learning. So, I started studying that, watching the videos. I approached, but I was doing it all wrong. I was doing the whole thing wrong. I was basically just blind approaching. I was not taking account self-improvement. I was not taking account the style. I was not taking account to choosing signals. I mean, I didn't know none of that at the time because Simple Pickup's whole premise was basically, hey, Joe Schmo over here who weighs 350 pounds and is broke at home and he probably works at Popeyes and, never approaches his life, plays video games all day, masturbates to BBW porn. Well, if he just get out of the house, all he needs to do is just start approaching for 30 days, and then within 30 days, he's gonna turn to Casanova. Which I approached, I'll admit, I was consistent with it. 30 days I would approach 3-4 women, but then I would approach, let's say today's Monday, but then I don't approach again until like Friday or next Tuesday. So I wasn't consistent. I'll admit I was not consistent. Maybe if I was consistent, things would turn out. But anywho, so 2016 comes and goes. I apply to the current doctoral program that I'm in, because my roommate, who was a friend of mine my roommate was a close friend of mine. He was already in the program, got in. I roommated with him, and he's a guy who gets a lot of pussy. He gets a lot of bitches. A lot of bitches. I'll just put it that way. This nigga goes out every week, DMs chicks all the time. Gets plenty of pussy. It's crazy. And he's younger than me too. So I was thinking maybe some of his shit could rub off me. And he's a dope person too, very ambitious, very helpful. But I never told him about my situation. See, I want to get back to a simple thing. Like throughout this whole time, this whole shit, I didn't tell no one that I was a virgin, and I never had a girlfriend, never kissed a girl. Everyone assumed I got pussy. But the thing was, I was the guy who never showed. People assumed that I just stayed low key. But at some point, people start asking questions and shit. So that's what happened. So I started going to school with him. I started going out more than I ever did in 10 years. The bus terminal here. Anyway, so I'm like going out, approaching, doing all that shit, and still nothing's stick, nothing's worked. And I would say it's 80% my fault, 20% outside. I don't like putting blame on anything. I like to look at myself in the mirror. I mean, it's crazy how looking back, like through it all, starting from then, how a lot of time has passed. But the whole issue was the last year and a half. Since it started in 2017. I'm trying to make up for, I would say, starting 2013. No, I'm starting for 2003. I mean, so 2003 was like 15 years ago. So I'm trying to make up for 15 years of growth. Try to jam it all in as much time as I can. And it's kind of difficult. And I jumped from dating coach to dating coach. I mean, I'll do another video on my POA journey, but I went from, started with David D'Angelo to David Wygant to SoSuave.com, and from SoSuave.com went to the Book of Pook, and then from Book of Pook went to like Girl Shades. I was the guy who wanted to learn different games, this and that, third, but I read a lot. I didn't apply it. I was too analytical. Then when I actually did action, I didn't learn from my mistakes. Plus, I will also do another video. I was friends with dudes who were in the same situation. I mean, losers who, I won't say they're losers. I take that's kind of harsh. Dudes who are not improving, who are not part of growing in the same situation. They didn't want to improve themselves. So there's that situation. And that's the reason why I'm 27-year-old virgin, never kissed a girl and all that. The funny thing is, I'm not one of those weirdo incels, or I'm not like MGTOW, like red pill rage against women. I really don't. I just am frustrated, kind of pissed. I would say kind of pissed, kind of majorly pissed that I'm 27 years old and I'm in this situation. And the problem with that is that, it's kind of frustrating when you see, folk younger than you doing, great things or whatnot. I wouldn't say great things, but on the dating scene doing shit that you always wanted to do, but it never happens. Right across the street right now. Yeah, so like I was saying, it's kind of frustrating when you see people younger than you. Like for example, my brother, he's younger than me he's got poon than most folk. So it's crazy when you're in this situation and shit. It's kind of funny too. Like I said, when you look back at all the situation that I was in and all that, a lot of time goes by fast. Time goes by pretty quick, and you gotta make the most of it. Word. So that's the crazy thing about it. A week goes by, and then 2 weeks goes by, and then a month goes by and shit. People don't think, can't put off, can't put shit off. Say, yeah, you're gonna do it the next day, because, at some point you gotta, at some point, the time's gonna pass you by and shit. I mean, it's crazy. Next year, it's gonna be 10 years. I graduated from my high school and shit. And I see people still stuck in the same situation that they was in. But the major point of this video is to explain how did I get into this situation. And I would say mostly it's my fault, because I haven't been too outgoing with myself. I mean, I could blame my strict parenting. Maybe I didn't grow. And then you may say, how did my brother got put? Well, he basically dormed. He went to college. He dormed out. So he left the house because he felt he was miserable. So he went to a school upstate. Was heavily miserable. He got a girl up there, and they're still currently dating. So he got out. I feel like I never done that. I stayed at home, and then I didn't really actively pursue shit. Okay. So it's that situation and shit. So it's not too hot today. It's hella nice outside. Mad nice outside. After days just like humidity. A lot of humidity. I mean, I went out for a walk on, was it Friday? I forgot what day it was. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think it was Friday or Thursday. It was dumb humid outside. Fucking walked all the way to Kings Highway, in Church Avenue. Like near around Canarsie. Man, I was sweating like a motherfucker, man. Sweating like crazy. Because, I walked from here to there. I should have took the bus there and then just walked back. It's so fucking cold outside. It's fucking humid outside and shit. And the thing is, when you get to the hood, it's like it gets hotter and hotter. So I was like going to Canarsie, Brownsville, like around the same location. I was like, I'm not going to Brownsville, just cause Brownsville gets too crazy in the summer. It's too fucking nuts in the summer. Canarsie, it gets a little hectic, but not hectic as Brownsville. So, anyway, back to the topic of the video. That's the one thing about living in New York. If you walk, there's always people around. All my motherfuckers be eavesdropping in video and shit. Going on. There's like noise and shit. So yeah, so you know that's the situation that I'm in. And now I guess I have to go into why I think in the next video I'm gonna explain why I made this channel in the first place. So this is my situation. But the whole point is I'm in this situation. I'm frustrated, but I've come to learn that self-improvement and doing better is the key to get out of any situation. That crying and whining about shit won't get you nowhere. That's what I learned. I mean, that's what I've been learning. And the thing is, you know, even though, you know, dating has been a problem for me, with other situations, I pull myself out of bad situations through self-determination, through mental toughness. I mean, when you've been through a whole lot of shit, you get mentally tough. That's where I'm at right now. So, you know, should have went to the other part. A little too much smoke here. It's too loud here. I don't know if you guys can hear me. But anyway, this is the sounds of New York for you guys. But yeah, like I was saying, like, so this whole channel is just my journey, self-improvement, through weight loss, through, you know, my career in school, and, you know, that sort of thing. Because to me, that truly is important. Now, next video, I'm gonna explain why I made a channel and what inspired me to make it.